Welcome to Of Life and Land, or to be more precise, welcome back, because I actually did cover this game when it was first released in alpha. At the time, it was called Circle of Kerzoven. But now the game has gone a long way. It moved from just being a one-man show to a full team, and now they're ready to release in early access on April 2nd. I say early access because they do plan to continue adding new things, but to be honest, the game already has a lot. For example, contrary to some of the AAA games we've been receiving recently, this already has a map editor, this already has mod support, and yes, it's still only early access. So let's dive right in. I'm also excited because we're gonna do a giveaway of one key for one of you, so stay tuned later in the episode to know how you can participate to get a key for this game for free. The year is 1012 in Kerzoven, an untouched, almost uninhabited region on the edge of the empire. In other areas of the countries, villages and towns are growing fast. So fast that space soon becomes scarce. Real division leaves heirs without land and property. But we still have room here, and we could use the people. So come please. This is our chance. Let's invite them and create together a thriving region, Kerzoven. So as I mentioned, you already have a map editor over here. You have a lot of settings that you can change if you're interested, including integration into Twitch and mods. You have, of course, a lot of different sounds and graphic options. Now, as I said, you can obviously bring many new maps into the game, but we're gonna play the basic one so that you see how it is. Now, in terms of graphics, we're talking about poly, so I know some people may not always love this, but honestly, I think the game looks amazing. I mean, some of the lights that you're gonna see, etc. So let's dive right in. We are here. Yes, we are here. This is the map. Let's basically, move this. This is a bit the story that was before, right? The empire is at the bottom. We are in the north. There's basically nobody around us. So we're gonna need to construct something new, right? And let me press space to pause. But as I said, I mean, look at this light here. I think it looks super pretty. And, you can go pretty close and see everything. You have, the flowers on the ground. Of course, again, they are poly, but even look at the water, right? Like the water moves, you have the animals. Now, what should you care about this game? What makes it different? And to be clear, I'm not being sponsored to talk about this. Obviously, I did receive a key, so I'm able to show you in advance of the launch on the 2nd of April, but they didn't give me any money. I can say whatever I want. And so I'm saying what I think. What I think is really interesting about this game is the depth. There is huge depth in a couple of aspects. The first one is just let's press B to launch, the construction menu. And by the way, you can see that indeed any of the sort of menu, you can move them, you can pin them, minimize them, you can change the UI size. So that's a pretty good, quality of life for an early access game. But more importantly, as I was just saying, look at the numbers of building that we're gonna be able to build and the numbers of tiers, right? This is basically the number of age or, tiers of population. We can get to tier 7 and, with a lot of buildings and a lot of different resources. And in particular, if we go into one of my people over here and I look at their needs, look at the number of needs that they're gonna have. There is a huge depth and complexity here, not in terms of it's super, impossible, but more in terms of it's gonna be super cool to go from, tier 1 to all the way over here. But the second aspect that makes this game quite different and innovative, in my opinion, is the depth also of the simulation. Looking at, one of my people over here, she's called Sani, we can obviously change her name, etc. She's gonna have different types of, let's call it needs, but, or status, like she has, food. Is she hungry or not? Is she thirsty or not? Is she tired or not? Is she sick or not, etc. Right? But that's not all. So she has an age, right? She's 19, and that's gonna influence a lot of things. For example, she can only have babies between 16 and 36. And then you have some sort of RPG elements, like she has endurance points that can be different from somebody else. She can be faster than somebody else, which is based on a lot of genetic effects. And so if she has babies, some of those genetic effects are going to also carry in her, children. So she has some negative one, for example, she tends to get tired and thirsty faster when doing heavy labor than somebody else. but on the other hand, you know, less energy is used for general upkeep. So there's a lot of those genetic effects that are super cool, and that doesn't stop with human. I mean, to be honest, it's not like I have been able to really test this in perfect ways, but you can see even I click on this sheep over here, this is the same, right? This sheep also has needs, like he wants to eat, or she, sorry, I don't know if that's a male or female. She wants to eat, she is thirsty, she's also gonna want, you know, companion. She's gonna want somewhere to sleep, not a house obviously, but still somewhere. And this is also even true for the plants apparently. So, you know, there is a very deep simulation experience where every human, every animal, every plant try to find their place, and you have to sort of find the equilibrium, you know, don't earn too much, don't destroy all of the plants, those type of things. So that's gonna be super interesting, right? Like if everything is indeed interrelated, I think that's gonna be super deep. At the same time, as I said at the beginning, I don't think this game is like crazy hard. I think you can still have a great, you know, calm and charming experience. So to show you that, we're just gonna follow the tutorial, you know, we're gonna follow the quest over here. You can see we have the basic ones, like open the building menu with B, right? Let's select one building like this gathering shack, and you can rotate it with R. There is this white arrow that shows you, you know, where the entrance is. Some buildings will have multiple, some only have one, and then you can also see sort of green, black, and somewhere like yellowish dots. This is basically, is there any resource that are relevant for this building? So I'm gonna put it over here for this first one. Then we're gonna want for sure a forest dust dump. I'm gonna put it more on this side. As you can see here, there's a lot of entrance, so that's easy. Actually, let's go already crazy and okay, I jumped to two, maybe one on the other side over here. Good. We're gonna want a gathering shack, we've done that. We're gonna want a simple stone mason. So if you look over here, everything is black because there's no stone. Here we can see some stone, so that's what we're gonna do. Again, I think I'm gonna put two right away. And then lastly, let's put a garden bed, which is basically like a farm, a mini farm, right? I'm gonna put it probably close to the gathering hut here. So let's go. Now we can unpause. Talking about unpause, you know, you have multiple speed, right? You can press your different keys to go to the different speed, right? I'm increasing my speed now. You can see up to 9 speed. At that point, it's gonna go very fast, right? You can go back immediately to number 1 when we finish building the things. As I said, we can also change many things. We can change names of our settlement, of our people. So the settlement is over here. Let's call it Gamer. Oops, what did I do? I pressed the wrong button, sorry. Gamerville. Done. And then we can also change the name of our people. For example, Matilda over here. Right. Let's call her Christoph. Thank you, Christoph, for all of your support. And then we can have a roof over our head, of course, right? We're gonna want to start building some houses. So let's go. It is over here in the community. Straw hut, campfire, mud street, right? We're gonna start with a straw hut. One is probably not gonna be enough because one is only for 2 people and I already have 10 right now. So maybe we're gonna put the city over here. All right, let's go. I'll put a couple. Oh, some sheep have stolen some food from the crates over here, right? Look at this, he's trying to steal my food. Mean, mean. Let's go build a couple of those things. While we were also waiting, let me show you, obviously now we're at night, right? There's a night and day cycle. If you don't like to see the night, you can also deactivate it. More importantly, you're gonna see the seasons there, right? I'm guessing we are in spring right now. This is actually not really easy to see, to be honest. I'm guessing this is spring, summer, autumn, and then winter. So yeah, you know, the years are gonna move by. Oh, we have something is happening over here. She's cold. Okay, So we have that problem there. Talking about my population, right, we can see how they are. You know, this is their need bar. So at level 1, we're only giving them 45% of their needs. That's not a lot. So for example, they are getting access to a few things, but not all. Then this is, you know, all of my resources. The census of, again, not just the humans, but of everything, right? All the animals, etc. And then here are all of my buildings, so you can easily go, you know, to a building that you've built. Okay, I jumped past. There it is. Now it's in the night, so nobody's walking, unless I make them walk, because you can definitely make them walk, you know, during the night if you want, during the day, during whatever you want, to be honest. So if I look at this forester stump over here, for example, right, I can see they could do a couple of things. They could cut down trees, collect branches, collect mushrooms, and harvest leaves if there were some leaves over here. I can put a maximum on this. I can say which one, you know, to pause or not pause, which one is priority. And I can say who should be walking there. So right now, Christoph is walking there, for example, right? It is a very basic building, so only one person can walk there. There are buildings where you could have multiple person walking there. You can also have upgrades, you know, increasing the storage, increasing the productivity. So again, this game has a lot. I think, you know, there is really a lot of interesting things. Let's continue and build a road. I think there was a shortcut for it, but I forgot it, sorry. So let's build over here a road this side. And maybe also over here. Alright, we already have this. Good. We're gonna want to be protected from the cold for sure with some firewood and rough rags. So let's go over here. Alright, we're gonna want to make a rudimentary. Now let's also build a sawing place where we can, you know, transform a raw wood into something else. I'm gonna put it next to the wood over here. Alright. Good. So let's have all of this thing being built. We have one house that has been built. Great. So that is good. There is Christoph and Valley that are sleeping there. Then these ones, it is in preparation, right? So they haven't been building it yet. I can increase the priority of it if I want, right? Demolish it, of course. You can say that you want to follow a builder, all those type of things. Here's our garden, by the way. You can see what we are doing, right? What's priority, etc. Oh, many people walking, so let's take them out. There is more houses being built. Great. They don't all look the same, by the way, as you can see. So we're gonna take some of the resources that we have, for example, the wool from the sheep. We don't really have any right now, but the grass we have. It's 5 in stock, right? By the way, talking about the stock, you can see over here my stock. Of course, in the future will get more resources, but that's the basic one right now. In particular, you know, you can see all of the resources, right? I would love to be able to just click on it and then see this graph become big. But anyway, that's a small quality of life. You know, I can definitely see what I'm storing, what I'm producing, etc., right? And that will transform into rags, which, you know, as I said, has also a bit of a RPG element because it's going to help us get a better defense. It's also going to protect us from the cold, etc. So, I love this. There's really a lot happening in this game. While, you know, this is being built, let me also show you at the bottom, you have your mini map, right? You can see the whole map. Oh, sorry, the map of this region, because there's gonna be also other regions, and you can see, you know, multiple different aspects, like where are the trees or the nature, where is it hot and not hot, where is there water, where is there dirt, etc. And in particular, what's really interesting, like let's use the water one, is if I click on this button there, now it's gonna show it also on the map, right? So that's pretty cool. I think some really good, again, quality of life that you don't see in many of the games, AAA games right now. By the way, there's even achievements over here, and there is also a pretty good tutorial, you know, not tutorial, but helps and tips, right? You can see a lot of details over here on everything, right? The control, the environment, etc. So I won't go into all of the details, but it's there. Okay, I jumped to a city where I was slightly more advanced, so I can show you the next stage of the game. To be more precise, we are now in tier 3. Now, if I look at my people over here, the first one or the first two have reached tier 3. So I have given them, you know, everything needed for level 1. I have given them everything needed for level 2. So we're moving now to tier 3. This means also in terms of the buildings, right? If I look at the buildings over here, I do have also now access to tier 2 and tier 3 for many of those buildings, right? So that comes with a lot of things I'm going to show you in a second. You can also see that the buildings are getting bigger and bigger, right? This was a house level 1, this is a house level 2, so obviously more people can be there, there's also more upgrades, it's more comfortable, etc. And this one is going to be a level 3, so even bigger. We have also over here a community center, which is very important for both looking into the map. I'm going to show you that in a second, but also because it gives you access to the schedule where you can say how many time per day should they walk. So for example, maybe we're going to say, you know, Sundays you can walk a bit less. But yeah, we're definitely not in France, not 35 hours per week. It's definitely a lot more at this point. Because I don't have a lot of food, right? Like if we had a lot of food in reserve, great, but we don't. And then, you know, we're starting to also have more and more events. For example, there's a couple of people that have joined my city. There's also one that has died, to be honest. And now we have also a first pregnancy. So definitely we're gonna accept this. And, you know, we have a couple of sort of missions to be done. You know, the pregnant woman says, can you get me a few things to make sure we're ready for the baby? And then that's going to help us. But as I said, also the key thing I want to show you now is the map. We can discover on the map other regions. So this is not the mini map I was just talking about over here. This is obviously our starting region. No, I'm talking about the map that's over here. Pressing M, you get into the map where we see Gamerville, but you also see a few others. I mean, this one is too far away, but we could discover this one over here, or we could discover that one. So it's gonna take 10 breads and, you know, work effort, or, you know, it's basically working. And with this, we're gonna discover this location. We can visit it later. We can do some diplomacy there and a few more other things. So let's restart, you know, let me also show you in terms of the productions. We can now hunt food. We can have a barn. So we have this barn over here where the animals can come to not be so cold and also to find some food, and in exchange I can, you know, use them. For example, for the sheep, I'm going to be able to get, you know, some wool out of them. So that's what you can see over here. We actually have, to be more precise, we have 3 sheep that are currently, you know, in here. I can change their name, like you can be sheep 1. And so you see this is sheep 1 versus the other one is sheep 2, and they have different needs, etc. All right, age. I can also slaughter them if I really need some food. We can also start doing some upgrades. For example, over here, you know, I'd love to have a more restful sleep. It's gonna cost 5 raw wood per year, but as long as I provide it, I'm gonna get an upgrade. We got a first winter, first pregnancy. Okay, that's all about it. Can continue. Don't hesitate again to tell me in the comments below if you have any questions, but hopefully you're starting to get what's happening. And we have discovered the tablelands, right? So we're gonna want to do a trade agreement with them. I forgot where the marketplace is, sorry, give me a second. So here is the marketplace. Let's put, oh, that's a big one. I don't remember it being so big. Put it over here. All right, and if I go back to the map over here, right, we have the tableland, where we could start creating a trade agreement. They demand 10 water. Okay, let's do this. Right, we can set that up. It's working right now. I can also send them some resources, some people, right? And I can even go to that. So here is their city, right? That's the tableland. You can see it's a very different map than ours. But yeah, we could actually, you know, go there and start doing things over there. Let's click back on our city so we can go back to our own. We have some new people that want to join. Only one, because I only have one space, I think that's why. So this is also why you definitely want, you know, to get more houses into your city as soon as possible. Now, what do I need for this big house to be built? We're gonna need quite a few more stone, raw wood, and pottery and bronze part. I haven't actually started this. That's also why. And that's not working right now. I have a task for you. There is a village not far that needs your help. Their seeds have gone bad. Okay, sure thing. We need to give them some cereal grains, and I don't know what's gonna happen. A reason to celebrate. A year ago we arrived here. We achieved so much. This deserves a big celebration. Yeah, sure, even if we don't have a lot of food, to be honest, right now. But here it is, ladies and gents. I think this is a good time to stop this. First look at it. Again, we have only barely scratched the surface. You know, I barely built the level 2 buildings, and we're gonna go up to level 7 into this map, but also the broader map. We have all of the needs of our population to take care of, right? Remember, they grow older, they have kids. We're gonna have a lot of dynamics also with, you know, not over farming, not over killing the animals. So as I mentioned earlier in the episode, I do have one key to give away for this game. So who's gonna be the lucky one? Well, it's easy, just smash the like button and share in the comments below that you want a key. So remember, this game is coming into early access on April 2nd, but in my opinion, this is already quite ready to play. Of course, it's not perfect. For example, I think the balancing still needs some work, the difficulty level, some of the tool tips, because it's quite a complex game, can be improved, but there's already a lot here. So I'd love to hear in the comments below your thoughts. Do you also want me to play more this game? Should we do a full series about it? Thank you for watching, smash the like button, share with your friends, and I hope to see you next time.